It's finally happening. The Calgary Flames are playing their season finale tonight against the Los Angeles Kings, and with the playoffs out of the question, we will finally be seeing some long overdue debuts for some Flames youngsters. No matter what, this season was a success. We're going to get into all that and more in this video, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. We have a few people joining the Flames family tonight, so let's get into how we will finally be seeing some of our top prospects tonight. Now, obviously, the downside to that means we're out of playoff contention. We have been eliminated, and that's quite disappointing. But overall, the season was a big success, and we get to end it off with a major bang with some of our top youngsters getting to play tonight. So, Zane Parekh, Adar Suniev, Hunter Brustevich, and Sam Morton are all making their NHL debuts tonight in Los Angeles, which is just fantastic to see. As you can see, the stats up there on the screen. I mean, Zane Parekh in the top left there in the OHL this year. In 61 games, he had 107 points. We talk about him all the time. He's the most exciting Flames prospect I can remember, and honestly, forever. So excited to see him play tonight. Look at Suniev there in the top right as well. He had 38 points in 35 games in the NCAA this year at UMass. Just wonderful play from him. So excited to see him as well. With a team that struggles offensively, he has some offensive prowess. It'll be very exciting to watch him. I would love to see him score a goal tonight. Bottom left there, Brustevich obviously had a great junior career with the Kitchener Rangers over in the OHL, of course. Been playing with the Wranglers this year. In 69 games, he has 31 points, so almost a point every other game. Very excited to see him finally come up as well. And then Sam Morton, who I thought could have come up at the end of last year. Also with the Wranglers this year in 69 games, he had 45 points, 20 Genos on the board for Mortsky there. But honestly, super excited to see all of those guys. And we can even double down. It's not just the win column tweeting this out, as we actually know the line. So if we get into the projected lines tonight in LA, they are honestly mouth-watering at how amazing these look. So the top line, Suniev, Kadri, and Klapka. What a line that is. I honestly can't say I've been that excited to see a line together in probably since, Johnny Gaudreau, Tkachuk, and Lindholm. Genuinely, that's how excited I am about that line. Coleman, Backlund, and Coronato will all be playing the finale together. That line stays together. Sharky with Frost and Farabee. Frostby, as they're known. Good to see the besties playing together with Sharky there. And then the fourth line of Dryden Hunt getting to play Sam Morton. There you go. He'll be centering the fourth line with Ryan Lomberg. Also a very interesting line there. All those players kind of bring something different to the game. Wonderful to see that. And then you thought the top line was mouthwatering, getting to these D pairings. Ball and Parekh. I mean, that is just what dreams are made of. I hope that is a D pairing of the future for sure. The way Andersson's been playing and the way that Andersson's future is up in the air with this franchise, if we have Ball and Parekh together long term, that is the perfect D pairing. I'm excited to see their first game of what is hopefully many together. Weegs and Miramanov, who have played a lot of the season together, will be the second pairing, with Pahal and Brustevich getting in on that third pairing. Great to see that Brustevich slots in for Jake Bean. Of course, getting to play with Pahal. Maybe that means Pahal can stay back a little more and Hunter can get involved offensively a little bit more. Very interesting. Very interested to see who will be on the Flames power play units. Let's hope we have a lot of power play opportunities. And of course, Dan Vladar starting in goal. I thought maybe the Flames would give Wolfie the chance to tie the record for American-born rookie goalies in wins, but Vladar definitely deserves a start, and hopefully he can get a win, obviously, in his last game of the year, and what could be his last game as a Calgary Flame, of course. But this is crazy. But even though tonight's game won't change Calgary's postseason fate, it's bound to mean a lot for some of the youngsters on the trip. Parekh, Suniev, Brustevich, and Morton are all here. See more below, which we already talked about. And we're sure to see some, if not all of them, on the ice for their NHL debuts against LA. We almost certainly will, unless something crazy happened at the morning skate or between now and game time, of course. What better way to welcome them to the NHL than with a win? And there is no better way. So with that being said, let's get into tonight's game, get into a little bit more of the logistics, I suppose, of what's going on here. And like we said before, it's finally happening. We finally get to see these players. Well, this is the game to watch it. The Flames are in LA. The makeup game for the game that got postponed earlier in the year due to the fires in LA. But this one goes at 7:30 p.m. Calgary time. And it just honestly, again, should be super exciting. If you can tune in, I know we're eliminated, but if you can tune in, I would highly recommend it. So these, we already went over the lineup, but these are the players who will be sitting out. So it looks like Jonathan Huberdeau, Martin Pospisil, Kevin Rooney, Rasmus Andersson, Jake Bean, and Joel Hanley will sit for tonight's season finale against Los Angeles. So obviously, Huberdeau, Pospisil, and Rooney getting replaced by Morton, Suniev, and Dryden Hunt, while Andersson, Bean, and Hanley are being replaced by Miramanov, Perek, and Bruce Stevich, as we kind of saw before. And once again, Steinberg reiterating that Dan Vladar is in net for game 82. Wonderful to see there. Now, an interesting thing here is the season series for the Flames and Kings. So the 2024-25 season series. The Flames go in search of their first season series sweep. What an alliteration that is. Season series sweep of the Kings in 16 years this evening. That's how long it's been, having won the two previous encounters both at the Dome. Michael Backlund, Jonathan Huberdeau, and Kevin Rooney scored the Calgary markers in a 3-1 win on November 11th, back on Remembrance Day, while Huberdeau notched the decider in a 2-1 Flames triumph exactly 2 months later, back when Huberdeau was very, very hot. Dustin Wolf is 2-0 against the Kings this season too, having turned aside 59 of 61 shots in the season set. He is just excellent against those California teams. If we hadn't had that blip against Anaheim, it'd be even better, but he won't be in net against the Kings tonight, but still good to know that he's so good against his home state's teams. So super cool that the Flames could actually sweep the Kings, even though the Kings are comfortably in the playoffs. They'll be hosting the Oilers while we didn't make it. But on that note, actually, I do have something to show you. I don't know if it'll make you happy or upset, but the Flames missed the playoffs with more points than the Devils, Habs, and Blue Jackets. Now, this was posted by Bar Down. This was before the Habs had secured that final wildcard spot in the East, so when the Jackets still had a chance. But it just shows that the Flames would, no matter what, end up with more points than at least two playoff teams in the East. And this isn't the first time this has happened. Think of 2 years ago when we just missed out. Florida Panthers had less points than us, and they made the Stanley Cup final that year, losing to Vegas. So it's crazy that it almost seems like history is rewriting itself. This time it's easier to stomach than last time, because last time we were supposed to be good and there were some questionable coaching decisions, whereas this time we totally did better than anyone expected, and we're starting to build a culture, which is good. But if we take a look at the standings here, this is the overall standing. So from 11th to 18th in the entire NHL, you see that the Flames have the E next to them, and below the Devils and Habs with X's by their names, meaning they're in the playoffs, guaranteed have less points. They've played all their games already. We even have the chance to obviously tie St. Louis on points, which would, hurt as well to miss out while being tied. But we also have the chance to pass the Ottawa Senators in points, another playoff team in the East, if Ottawa obviously loses in regulation tonight against Carolina and the Flames beat the Kings. So overall, it seems like we really deserve to be a playoff team this year. It's just that, obviously fate was in other hands, and unfortunately the Flames were not able to secure that playoff spot. But still, what a season. The fact that we could be better than 3 teams out East is absolutely insane. And speaking of playoffs, I wanted to do something a little fun and ask you guys some questions. So I do have a few playoff questions here for you. Obviously, don't fully involve the Flames here, of course, but the first one. So with the Flames out of the postseason, which team are you cheering for to win the Stanley Cup? And you can let me know down below in the comments who you're going for. I think most regulars of the channel will kind of know who I'm rooting for, who my other team is, other than the Flames, but I'm very interested to see who you guys want. I feel like there's a lot of teams that are wagons this year and teams that obviously the Flames will not be cheering for. But again, I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments. Second question, which series are you looking forward to the most? There are some absolute bangers in the first round of the playoffs this year. I gotta say, personally for me, Dallas, Colorado should be an absolutely sensational series. Two amazing teams, should be obviously very hard fought. Two teams that are cup contenders that didn't even finish top of their division. Should be fun. Also very much looking forward to the Battle of Ontario. Great to see those two teams kind of rewriting history in a way after all their battles in the early 2000s. Maybe they can get the fire going in that little rivalry as well. That little provincial rivalry over in Ontario should be fun. Even honestly, Kings Oilers is always a blast as well. I will definitely be cheering for the Kings. But again, let me know what you think will be the best series and which one are you just looking forward to the most in general. One final question about the playoffs. This one is more Flames oriented. Which former Flame do you want to see win the most? There are a lot of former Flames in the playoffs. Obviously, last year we saw a couple, well, 3 raise the cup in Lomberg, Tkachuk, and Bennett with Florida, but there's a lot more in the playoffs this year. Maybe you want those guys to win again. Personally, I might get flamed in the comments for this, but I would love to see Chris Tanev win with the Toronto Maple Leafs. I would also love to see Travis Hamonic win with the Ottawa Senators if he'll even get any game time. But either way, there are a lot of other options. Obviously, Mangiapane, Andrew over in Washington has a great chance at the cup, but I want to know which former Flame do you want to see win the most this postseason since we are out. Now let's wrap up this video with the comment of the day, as we love to do here on the channel. This was a good one from yesterday's video, of course, after, kind of the elimination video, we can say. But Pure Nelly here, they said, "We built a culture of winning this season. Lots of people counted us out and wanted the Flames to tank for a better draft pick. But in my opinion, it was exciting hockey right up to the end. And now we have the confidence of what we are actually capable of. Go Flames, go." Nelly, you speak 2 languages, English and facts here, as there are absolutely no lies in that. The culture that was built this year, the never give up attitude, and it truly was exciting hockey for the most part this year, which is better than so many of us could have asked for, is just phenomenal. Thank you so much for commenting that. It's our last hurrah tonight, so please enjoy watching your Flames for the last time until October. And thank you again so much for all the support this season. I really appreciate it from all of you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe like you saw here today and have a wonderful rest of your day.